been a while since I posted a video. Today I'm going to tell you a story, and it relates to an antique piece of furniture. I don't know what kind of furniture it is. We've had it it's been in the family for years. It's really rough shape. But the story I want to share with you, I don't even know where the key is for it anymore. Definitely has a lock on it. Begins with this chest of drawers. Somewhere down here in the basement I have the dresser and mirror that goes with it. I want to say late 50s. My father acquired this when we lived in Oak Alley, Florida. The story I want to share with you today is more of a life lesson. It's more like a question. Is it advisable that you trust or have faith that things are not going to change when things do change? It's not always for the best. My story begins in Oak Alley, Florida. As a young man, I was kind of an entrepreneur. I worked, did odd jobs, anything to earn money. And I was pretty good at saving money. I had a little savings account at the local bank that I started myself without the help of anybody else. I would go out and purchase things for people, for the family members, for gifts, birthday gifts or Christmas presents or whatever. And I worked to earn the money to buy gifts for people, but yet still was conscious enough that I wanted to save some money. It's too bad in later life I didn't retain that value. Looks like an ordinary dresser, but there's a secret to these dressers. There's a button under here, and it has secret drawers. Life situation changes a lot. But as I said, I was quite the entrepreneur, and I had a hobby of collecting coins. I got interested in coins. At that time, there was lots of old coins still in circulation. We still had silver coins. I sure wish I'd have known that the value of silver was going to go up. I would have invested everything I had in silver. But anyway, I had a book that would tell you the value of different coins. So I started saving coins, and I kept them. I don't know if you've ever seen them. They're these little blue booklets with 3 different fold-out pages where you could put the coins in there in the order of the year that they were made. For example, I had one book of pennies, of wheat leaf pennies, and it was from pennies that started in 1909, which was the first year of wheat leaf pennies, and went on into the 50s. I don't remember what year it was. Actually, it was the early 60s, I guess, by then. But anyway, I digress. I saved all these coins, and every day when I'd come home from my paper route, I delivered newspapers for the Melbourne Times. And every week I would charge my customer 35 cents for the week's papers. And a certain percentage of that went back to the newspaper company, and I got to keep my little share. I believe the papers were like 5 cents a piece, and 10 cents on Sunday, which made it 35 cents. I don't believe they had a Saturday paper. Well, you give the news, for every paper you sell, the newspaper company would keep 3 cents and the paper boy got to keep 2 cents. It don't sound like a whole lot of money, but it was. It was a lot of money for me. I did other jobs too. I mowed people's grass, I washed cars, and I worked hard for my money. I don't know, I think I've shared my story with you where I went out and purchased my own bicycle, and that's where I got the money for that. I'll put a link to my bicycle story somewhere down here in the video description. I believe it was I Was a Boy Entrepreneur was that story. But anyway, I saved my coins, and I got to looking up the value of different coins in this coin collector's book. And some coins at that time were quite rare. I got this penny collection, for example. The booklet was filled except for 2 or 3 coins. Let's see, it must have been 3. 1909 S was extremely rare. SBDB was very rare. And I had a 1909 and a 1909 VDB, but I didn't have an SBDB. And there was one other year, 1955 S, I believe it was a very rare coin, and I didn't have it. But I had that book full. I had a book full of Jefferson nickels, and it was almost full with all the different years, and I always regularly updated it. When I would find a coin with in better condition for that year, I would swap it out and put the better condition coin in my book. Buffalo nickels, I had quite a few of those, but nowhere near a complete collection. They were getting wore out by then. It was hard to find good dates on the Buffalo nickels. I had a few loose coins that I didn't keep in books, like Indian head pennies and other old coins. Some of the people on my paper route knew that I saved coins, and they would help me save old pennies and give them to me. I had one old lady that gave me old pennies regularly. She would save them and give them to me, and she was really cool about that. One day she gave me a whole bunch of foreign money, a whole cigar box full of foreign money. And I kept all my coin collections in those secret drawers in that chest of drawers. Had them all stashed, had them all hid up in there. Well, it's not really a secret drawer from other members of the family. They knew the drawers were there, but they were in my room. I considered the dresser mine and the chest of drawers mine because I was the one that used it. Kept all my coins in there. My brothers knew not to mess with my coin collection. I mean, really, I spent years collecting these coins. I had silver dollars, half dollars. I guess all total, I had $500 or $600 worth of coins in that drawer, not including the collector's value of the coins. If you total up what the collectible coins were worth, I'm sure it would have been more, especially more today. Well, there came a time when I started getting older. I graduated from high school. Thought I'd go off to college, to Orlando Junior College. Off I went, trusting my family not to harm my coin collection. I left them in them drawers. Well, I came home after about 2 or 3 months. That's an entirely different story about why I dropped out of college, but I didn't make it too far in college. It had to boil down to not being able to afford to go to college, at which time I got notice from the draft board and had to go into the military. Now, I can't remember if it was after I got in the military or when I come home on leave from the military or when I came back from college. But when I came home one day, opened up that drawer, and my little coin collecting books were in there, but they were empty. My brothers had taken my coins and spent them just for the simple value of face value of the coins, not the collector's value of them. They weren't smart enough to take it to a coin collecting shop and sell them for what they were really worth. I was fit to be tied. So my story today is really a question of trust. Who do you trust when it comes to protecting your valuables? Do you trust your family? And if so, is that wise? Well, my stepmother at the time was not aware that they had stolen my coins, and she did everything she could to try to start saving up coins and replacing my coins that were missing. But I was totally disheartened, and I lost all interest in my coin collecting. Me and my brother that's 1 year younger than me, we had a little go-around out in the backyard. I took part of my revenge on his nose. But at that time it was already too late to replace those coins. They were dropping out of circulation like you wouldn't believe. It was really getting really hard to find old coins, but in younger years it wasn't uncommon at all to go through all your change and find lots of old coins. So the lesson today is it's more of a question, should I have trusted my brothers? And the answer is hell no. If I'd have known what they were going to do to me, I would have had my parents lock my coin collections away in a safety deposit box, or at least put them away in their room or something. No, I had to trust my brothers. When it comes to money, you can't trust family. In fact, if you want to have a falling out with members of your family, try loaning them some money and see if they'll even pay you back. They won't. They'll take full advantage of you. I don't know why I got to thinking about my coin collection, because I sure lost all interest in collecting coins after that, but I had spent years and years faithfully collecting my coins. But I got to thinking about them the other day, so I thought I'd share this little story with you and show you my secret drawers. Maybe the old piece of furniture is worth something these days, I don't know. But the furniture's all stuck away in different corners of the basement. But I end my story with a little advice to some of my younger generation. There'll come a time when you leave home or have to leave your personal possessions out of your protection. And my advice is to be smart and do something to assure that your collections or savings or whatever you have, things of value, that you don't want to lose, figure a way to maintain control of it yourself and don't leave it in the faith in trusting others to not harm your stuff. It could be something simpler as a burglar getting in the house and taking your stuff. Invest some money and get you a safety deposit box. You won't regret it. Anyway, it's not that much of a story, but I shared it with my friends today. As for my brothers, one is still alive somewhere in North Georgia, I don't know where, and the other one is dead. But I hold no grudge against them. But if they were still around, I sure wouldn't trust them no further than I could throw them. Thanks for listening to my story, my friend.